Please note that there is, at the end, we are going to have your questions and answers. So if there's a question that comes up when you hear one of the speakers speaking, feel free to type in the questions and we're going to go through them and answer them directly once we're at the end of the seminar. We're going to start this at 7 p.m. sharp tonight. We're going to rock and roll. It's going to be fast and furious. We got some great presentations here tonight on key tips to open your business. So here we go. It's the top of the hour. It's 7 p.m. I'm your host, Wade T. Lightheart. We're at the PH Alliance, Prosperity and Health Alliance, Business with a Heart, at 101 days of all-out massive action. And for those of you who were on our call last week, 7 days in, you're taking all-out massive action. Kudos to you. I want to welcome everybody on the call from around the world who are joining us this evening. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. I know my co-hosts are happy to share with you. We're going to get right into this. Now keep in mind, before we start, I want to just do a few housekeeping notice. The idea is that you want to get on this webinar each and every week. This webinar is also for distributors. This is not necessarily a new prospect. This is for people who are already involved in looking to build a business. Number 3, we will post recordings to this, and so you want to encourage everybody on your team to be, as Daniel D. McCauley would say, singing from the same hymn book. And speaking of hymn books, we've got some great people tonight to share with you. We got Mr. Creel Hutchinson and Mr. C. Hot Top. Hey guys, you ready to join rock and roll tonight?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
right
great.
Here.
So
let's do this.
What we're going to do is we're going to get started right off the bat with Creel Hutchinson. Just so you know, both of these guys have built outstanding businesses. We all come from a different skill set, and their idea is to give you something from each one of us that you can take, apply, and utilize today. And if you just stack one of the 2 of these things each and every week, you're going to be rocking and rolling. So the first thing we want to start up with is Creel Hutchinson. Creel Hutchinson, of course, as you all know, has built a very successful organization. He's one of the most organized guys I've ever met. He's a big advocate of GoPro, and boy, I'm so glad to have him on tonight. And tonight he's going to talk about the enagic opportunity. So Creel, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Thank you so much, Wade. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on the webinar tonight. I'm going to just jump right into it. Time is valuable for all of us. This is a bit of a continuation from the weekend when there was a great event put on in Linwood, Washington by Jim Gilland and crew. Siha and I both spoke there. And it was about 225 people. Awesome event. I know a lot of people on the webinar have probably been to it. And what I want to do is just kind of take a little synapses of what I was speaking about there, which is the enagic opportunity. And it really starts with understanding the power of network marketing. So Kim, I want to just ask you to bring it on to the next slide. Understanding the power of network marketing is really the first and foremost key to launching your business and moving forward, because a lot of people don't understand the industry, and thus our primary role is to be educators and to pass out information. So getting really solid with that when you start to talk about this business opportunity. So I personally love to lead with The Rise of the Entrepreneur, the documentary film by Eric Worre. There's also A Brilliant Compensation by Tim Sales. These tools are available to us to start the education process. For example, I was sitting with a prospect today. They're looking for something new in their life. They have a little bit of a hang-up around the industry. So, my first step was, hey, if I gave you this video, would you be willing to watch it? Yes, they were. We'll follow up in a few days. We start the education process. So for people that have already kind of moved through that, then we want to start to introduce them to what we really have to offer, which is the enagic opportunity. Kim, could you hit the next slide? Now, these are the 5 key points that I really think brings and summarizes what we have to offer people. So you want to get really comfortable with this so that talking to different people, they have different hot points. And when you ask enough questions, you're going to find out how do you introduce what we have to them so that really locks in and brings excitement to them. So here's the 5 key points. Health. Number 2, personal growth. Number 3, coaching and mentorship. Number 4, community. And number 5, the business. So starting off with the next slide, let's talk about the health. I am so impressed and enthusiastic when I first got into this business because I realized I have one of the greatest products on the planet that I get to advertise and promote and educate people on. We have a preventative healthcare mindset, so we're asking people to really take responsibility for their health. A 41-year-old proven healthcare technology, a medical device in the #1 healthcare system in the world. We have antioxidants, alkalinity, reduced water. You become familiar with what our technology can do. Not that you have to be an expert in it, but be familiar with the product. Impact product for the entire family. You know, sometimes you're talking to a person, but what their real key is, they're looking to help someone in their family. So being able to identify that this purchase is something that can grow much beyond one person's benefits, but can affect family members, extended family, and reach out to far greater, as we all know. Environmentally sustainable technology. I know particularly one person in Seahaw's business got into this business because of the beauty water. And he's gone on to become a 6A, Mike Vo. And so you never know what it's going to be for somebody, so being really comfortable and understanding the technology is key. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, it tastes great. That's why I got into the business. Someone gave me a glass of water. I thought it tasted super wet. I started asking questions. So with the enagic opportunity, the first key thing that we can bring into people's lives is a new way of looking at health and supporting and really touching base with a key aspect that we're really all looking to improve upon. So #1 is health. #2, next slide, Kim, please. Personal growth. For me, I get really excited about this. It's investing in yourself is always a great game plan. When I'm sitting with a prospect, I let them know that I'm involved with something that has made me a better person, right? I'm surrounded with great people. It's a supportive culture that always is looking to create better versions of ourselves. We have leaders that will want to inspire you to step towards. When I first got into this business, one of our upline mentors from me and Wade said, you know what, guys, the fastest thing you want to do is get to the front of the room so that you can eventually get to the back of the room. And I realized that also is with personal development. I want to be able to grow myself so that I'm the type of person who's standing at the front of the room and coming over all those fears. And eventually we're going to be able to bring our downlines into that to be leaders. And when that happens, we get to sit in the back of the room. So personal development. A lot of people in the world are really focused on wanting to improve themselves. We have what a lot of people like to joke around is we have a personal development program with a great compensation plan. So and I let people know this is all part of the package. We're not selling water machines. We have a very much bigger plan here. Enagic leaders offer books, audios, events, calls, social media to all transform a person you're participating right now. As Jim Rohn says, in order to be better, you need to be better. You want things to change in your life, you need to change. If your business is not where you need it to be right now, you've got to take a look in the mirror and figure out what do I need to change. If you need some support around that, talk to your upline. Have a real honest conversation and take that and grow. Next slide, Kim. The third key aspect of this program that we offer people is coaching and mentoring. Right now in the 21st century, the coaching and mentorship business is booming. People are spending thousands to $10,000 to $30,000 a year in coaching seminars, one-on-one coaching, class oriented, going to weekend workshops. You've got anything from Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor. Instead of investing in that, which is important, we have the opportunity here in the Enagic program to have this mentorship and coaching for life. What these three men on this phone webinar are all offering is to really help people to get beyond where they are right now and to move into that leadership role of the personal development. And we have so many skills and tools that we are able to share. So it's so valuable. Rather than spending thousands of dollars out in the world, get involved with the Enagic program and you have it for free for life. In today's economy, if you don't have the skills, you don't get the position. Whereas with us in Enagic, we're willing to sit down and coach and mentor somebody to develop the skill set, realizing that it doesn't happen overnight. It's the 1, 3, 5, and 7-year plan I really tell people. First year, you're kind of breaking even and getting your feet wet. You know, everything's paying for itself. Paid off your machine. Your third year, your part-time business is now replacing your full-time job. By year 5, you should be making close to 6 figures. By year 7, you're in the top ranks of the company, the 1, 3, 5, and 7-year program. Setting realistic expectations with their new people. Enagic leaders are successful from helping others to be successful at the win-win situation. You're getting involved with something that it's built in that everybody's there to help. It's very hard to find that in today's world. Next slide, Kim. Community. Your sponsor and team are all working for you. The greatest friendships you develop are with the people who are committed to the same path and created shared dreams. I know for myself, 5 years in this program, there are people I no longer associate myself with because they are not like-minded and headed in the same direction. Whereas the people that I've become closest to are the people inside my business, locking arms with me and getting to work, because we know this isn't easy, so I really value in those relationships and the people that show up day after day. Rich level of contribution and fulfillment, the teamwork equals the dream work. A lot of people in our world are looking to get involved with an organization or a culture that offers this. They may not be the rock star in the business, but they're getting rewarded at a different level and really letting people know that, hey, we are offering an awesome community that is positive, supportive, inspiring, doing fun events, also attracts people to take a look at what we have. Next slide, Kim. And number 5, the business. We have a 41-year-old proven technology with a debt-free company that's expanding the globe. We have 30 offices in 20 different countries. And according to Mr. Oshiro and the big vision, it's going to go everywhere. We are dealing with the #1 commodity in the world. We have points of distribution all over the planet. And you can do this as part-time or full-time by creating leverage. People need to understand what we have. We offer leverage to the average person. It is almost impossible to do that without a lot of money or a system. We bring the system to people. So this is a true direct selling compensation program, which is much like a franchising business. So we take the multi-level network marketing model and we eliminate some of the hassles and we improve it with this patented compensation program by enagic. When I took a look at this 5 years ago, I saw the power of it, and I switched from another company and jumped on board. We also want to let people know we're the same, but we're different. That difference is so subtle but so powerful. That's why people are having great businesses here and we're expanding. Next slide. We got the right timing, the right company, the right team, the right leaders, and the right success. The right system, all equaling success. So it's about you making a decision and really crossing over, getting familiar with what we've got, telling the story effectively. Next slide. What I really consider we do is we offer people a rescue plan, and I got rescued when I got introduced to network marketing. I got rescued when I got introduced to the enagic plan. There are people out there that you know right now that need rescuing, and they're needing the right conversation to open them up to something they didn't know existed, or they had preconceived ideas about. So learning to tell your story and the enagic story is going to be extremely effective. Asking key questions, gathering the information, and building the relationship. As we know, it's 4 to 6 exposures, so you don't need to power wash someone the first time round with what we have. Build the right relationship. Be consistent with the skills. And really know that we have one of the greatest opportunities right here to truly help people with their health, with their personal development, providing coaching and mentorship to them, building a wonderful community, and providing a business that I think is the best business opportunity in the natural health arena right now. So that's what the enagic opportunity has. Learn to tell the story and be effective sharing it with others. Back to you, Wade.
Thanks, Kirill. That was awesome. Boy, every time I listen to you speak, I'm always taking notes. So for those of you who are out there, I do encourage you to have a little notepad. I got a little notepad here. I like the moleskin. That's kind of my personal thing. Keep in it and keep jogging, and you get one little thing that gets you going. Great personal development program with a great compensation plan. What a great takeaway. That's so up my alley. I love that one. Awesome. So thank you so much, Kirill. We enjoy having you. Keep sharing all your wisdom and stuff. I know you got some great things planned for us that you're going to be announcing on the call very soon. You guys don't want to miss this. So we'll talk about that another week. But cool. We're going to go to my good buddy, the man of the hour, the man who has what I feel the best integrated business I know in all of enagic. I know all the top leaders in all of enagic, and the guy that's balanced business, family life, heart, and fun is Mr. Seha Top, and you know, it's funny. He learned about the business from me, but in other words, he learned about the water, but I learned about the business from him. And in this area, I feel that he's my mentor because, you know, when I grew up, I want to be just like Seha. So, Seha, what are you going to hit us with tonight? I know you got some real gems for us. Let's hear what you got.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Welcome everybody to the call, the webinar. It's an amazing day. Having just another awesome day. Went out for a run, you know, got all cleaned up for this webinar here. I'm ready to go. And my topic today is finding balance, because that's what life is all about. It's the yin and the yang. It's you know, getting it all in. I have the same 24 hours as everybody. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a partner, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a neighbor, I'm everything that you guys are trying to live. And how do we get it all in? You know, there's the saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I don't like that. I've always wanted two pieces and more, you know, more than the cake and eat it too. I want more than two pieces so I can share it with my friends and family. So who says you can't have it all? You know, you can have it all. We can have it all, and it comes down to balance. And I just want to share with people some of the techniques that I use on a daily basis, and how to organize your business. Because being an entrepreneur, being in business, that's one of the most important things you have to do. Whether you're one day in the business or you're 10 years in the business. I was speaking to one of my top distributors this afternoon on the topic, just to make sure that, you know, is this what is this what we want to talk about? She says absolutely, because she's pretty organized herself. But she says that, you know what, Siha, when we first got together, you sat down and we went through how you organized it, and I learned it, but now I need a refresher course on it. And it's something that I do every day. So to me, it's like, really, you need a refresher course? But when you do it every day, when it becomes routine, when it becomes a good habit, you know, we all have habits, good and bad. But if you get in the mode of doing good habits, and this is with organization and finding a balance, I think you will find that you'll have a more prosperous life. So I really think that this is really important to do that. And I'm going to share with you guys just some basic things that I think that will help you in accomplishing this. Let's just start with the three most basic things that I think everyone should do, and then it goes deeper than this. But if we just do these three things, it's going to add more. It's going to add more freedom and more time to your life. The first thing to do, a lot of people have a to-do list. You know what? In today's world, there's so much going on. You know, I've got my kids' soccer game, football games, you know, my chiropractic, my meditation. There's so many things going on. I have to make a list even to mow my lawn, you know, because if I don't, then it won't get in. So make that list, and that list is, you know, it's really gratifying when you make that. And I can show you the list, but I won't show you because my chicken scratch. But I have a full list. Just brainstorm. And the best time to make that list is during the day and right before you go to bed. Finish that list right before you go to bed. You can sleep deeper. You can get into your state of rest fully, so when you wake up, you already know what you have to do. So when you wake up, you're not like, oh, you know, scrambling. How do I start my day? What do I do my day? Well, again, I have a routine. I wake up. I take moments for myself, and I get into my meditation, my zone, and then I go on with my work. So make a list, because your list, everybody calls it a to-do list. I call it my to-done list. My done list. You know, yes, it's done. And when you guys ask me something, one of my favorite answers, it's done, right? And you know it's done, because I'm putting it out there and I'm doing it. It's a done list. It's not a do list. I don't like do lists. I like a done list. Does that sound like a lot better? So I have a to done list, or a done list, and when you make that done list, you go and prioritize. You know, what's for me. I'm going to talk about the entrepreneur side of my list. Is which items are the closest ones to the close or to the open of the business? Which ones are the closest one? Which contact was it that I was meeting with that I need to follow up with now, so that I can finish that transaction, right? That goes at the top of my list. And then it goes down to the next most important thing. You know, the emails I have to reply back, the phone calls I have to reply back, the text messages I have to reply back, and so on and so forth. So the night before, I have this all laid out, and I kind of categorize it, you know, just put numbers by it, or ABCs, you know. All the A's is the first part of the day, all the B's is the second part of the day, and all the C's is the last part of the day. And whatever, you know, the D's are, they don't get done sometimes. That's okay. But by the end of the day, you're going, wow, I did get it all in. Okay? So that's have your to-done list. Number two, declutter. Declutter your workspace. You know, declutter your phone. Declutter. When I say your phone, you guys get texts. We all get text messages. Declutter your email. To me, that's my to-do list. So I don't. When you text me, when you email me, as soon as I'm done with it and I don't need it for any reason, it's deleted. Because if it's there, you're just going to pile up on the memory, and you're going to be reading it over and over and over again. Get it done. Look at it, do it, delete it. That's decluttering. When you declutter your email, when you declutter your texting, when you declutter your brain, when you declutter your work area, everything is just really smooth. I had a really good friend. He's a multimillionaire insurance agent, and this is when I was in the finance business. And his desk, when I walked in, he had nothing on his desk. Nothing. Just his phone and his computer on the side. I said, how do you get any work done? Where's your paperwork? He says I do it, and then I put it away. You know, what he needs is this list of things to do. He does it, and then he puts it away, because that's how his brain operates. And so I practice that. I'm not perfect yet, but that's what I aspire to do. And like Creel said, people pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to go to these classes, personal development classes. He did. It was a $10,000 class. This was like 15 years ago, but it paid off because he was making 7 figures in the insurance business. So declutter. Number 2, really easy. Purge things out. Give things away. If you're not using it, sell it. Give it away. It's not going to help you in your life, and you're just going to be looking at it. And what you do keep, organize it. Put it in like if you go to my filing cabinet. If you go to my filing cabinet, I put the most important things that I do at the very front, which is the order forms. Then after order forms, it's 2015 orders, 2014 orders, 2013. So just a really simple. What do you do the most? Put that up front. What activities are the revenue producing activities? Put those at the front, and then put the things that are less important towards the back, like insurance bills or whatever, you know, life expenses and stuff like that. So declutter and organize, know where things are. Number 3, one of my favorite is schedule your lifestyle. And what I mean by scheduling your lifestyle is your calendar. My calendar is my best friend. My calendar is my partner. My calendar is my secretary. My calendar is my boss. And if that calendar is empty, my bank account is empty. My life is empty, because if I want to live a full life, you know, if you guys, I've shared with you, I want to learn how to fly. I'm getting my pilot's license. Well, I have to put all that in to my calendar. What time I have to go to my classes, what time I have to spend on the computer, what time I have to get my simulator flights in, all that on top of the enagic business, being a partner in business, being a husband, and everything else, right? So your calendar becomes your best friend. Romy Verdera, 7-figure earner in the enagic business. He shares with us his first month. His calendar, he was doing 40 presentations per week. 40 presentations per week. So everything's on the calendar. When you start, whether you're at the beginning of this journey with the enagic or any business, and as we go along, we get busier and busier, the calendar, it becomes your best friend, because, like I said, you don't have to really think. If you put it on there, the calendars nowadays, they have chimes, they have, you know, reminders that come up. You can set it when you want it to remind you. For me, if it's like something in town, I'll have it remind me an hour ahead of time. If it's if it's a 3-hour drive or 4-hour drive down to Portland, I'll have it remind me 24 hours ahead of time, right? That's what the calendar. That's what scheduling the calendar. So if we just start with those 3 steps, right? Now, just start with the 3 steps with your to-done list, your decluttering, and scheduling your lifestyle, that helps a ton. Now, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do on a daily basis to keep on top of my game. What I do on my Google Calendar, I'm going to start with my email, because in this business, we communicate with so many people via email, right? On my email, I have categories of emails that I get in, which ones I have to respond to, which ones I can respond later. Like, for instance, we get a lot of information like Eli Daffish sends out, and I follow Eric Worre and I get his videos and stuff like that. And there's webinars that I need to watch to stay on top of things. I have a category called Kangen, to listen or to watch. Now, I don't have the time to watch it right now, but you know what? They say not to multitask. I multitask. When I'm washing dishes, yes, I wash dishes. But when I'm washing dishes, I'm listening to Eric Worre. When I'm washing, you know, what relaxes me is cleaning my garage and washing my cars. You know, it just relaxes me because I can listen to whatever I want. That's my personal development. That's multitasking, but I don't have to put full energy into that. So emails, going back to emails, categorize your emails with things that are related to Kangen, things that are related to your personal life, things that are related to your family, things that are related to whatever. Just categorize that. Come up with your categories. The email, when organizing emails for your team, like when I meet so many people from around the country and around the world when we're traveling, we're doing our Super Saturdays, and I can't remember where everybody is from or where everybody, teammates or non-teammates, they want me to keep in touch with them when I'm traveling. So what I do in my email contacts list, I have Kangen Portland, I have Kangen Vancouver, BC, I have Kangen LA, I have Kangen Honolulu, I have Kangen Perth, Australia, I have Kangen London, England. I have all these areas around the world, and what I tell my team and I tell everybody else, if you have contacts in those areas or you want to build business in those areas, email me, you know, one email and list all the areas. And what I do is I put your name in those contact lists, which is goes into those areas. When I make up a flyer, because that's what we do, when we make up a flyer to go speak where I'm speaking, I just push one button to Vancouver, BC, boom, 180 people get it. You know, when I push one button to Portland, Oregon, 360 people get it. I can't remember, right? So that's organizing your email. Come up with contact lists, names of the cities. I have, for my leaders, I organize it based upon production and performance. I'm going to tell you straight up. I have Kangen 6A AAA or 6AAA, okay? And the reason why it's 6 AAA because in my email you run out of space of how many emails you can send out. So then I had to create a Kangen 6 AA and then a Kangen 6 single A. And if you're a producer on my team, you're in the AAA. Or if you're brand new in the business, you're in my AAA. And what that means is you're selling machines, you're a mover and a shaker, you're in the inner circle. You need to be in the know, and I need to keep you in the know. So you're in that list, and like I said, I can send out to 100 people there. If you haven't made a sale, like say in like 6 months, and you know, guess what? You fall to Kangen 6A. You're in the 6 AA group. That's somebody who wants to do the business, wants to get to 6A, but hasn't had a sale in 6 months. Whatever, you're going to the Kangen 6A, and then the Kangen, the last one is Kangen 6A, and then I have one that's called Kangen 1As. You know, for the ones that want to do this, but really I'm not seeing any traction. You know, like Creel says, I love this statement. You know, as leaders, we're going to run with the ones that run, and we're going to walk with the ones that walk. You know, we're going to do this business with the ones that do this business, and we're going to try to be a sponsor for the ones that try this business. So I have to categorize my leaders and their performance. That's the only way that I can keep up with you, and you guys can keep up with me. So that's again, that's one easy way that you should start categorizing your leaders. and then you teach them to do the same thing. I have a category called Kangen distributors. Okay, what that means is everybody that buys a machine that's not working the business, I call them Kangen distributors, because legally they are. Our policy is they are distributors, right? Well, they're called distributors because if there's a filter sale, guess what? All 300, 400 people are getting a filter sale flyer. I know they're not doing the business, so I'm not gonna send them flyers that, hey, come see me speak down in Seattle or whatever. No, they're gonna get information that's Kangen lifestyle information. So I'm not bombarding them, I'm not spamming them. I'm giving them the information that they want. Again, I call it Kangen distributors, and they get sometimes we get testimonials, or we get a nice flyer on how to use Kangen water, right? Well, guess what? That's what they get, because they need to be in the know. It's springtime. It's spring cleaning time. I send them the video. One video, it goes to 580 people that are distributors that see how machines clean. And my email leads to sales, because I say, look, if you don't know how to clean this and you want me to come clean it, if you reply back in the next 10 days, I'll come over for free instead of charging $14. It's not about the money. It's just I just want to get in the door. So it's called Kangen distributors, and they get anything that's Kangen lifestyle. That's another category. So email is really important. That's how I organize my email, is I categorize. That's how I organize my phone, because nowadays your phone is synced with your calendar, and it's also synced with your contacts, right? So when the phone is your computer, when you're not in front of the computer, I can be traveling and at a layover somewhere, and a thought will come to my mind. It will go to the group that I want that thought to go to, and everybody gets it, right? So I'm going to move from the email now to the phone. On your phone, when we text out, we can text out contacts lists. Now here in the States, every phone company is different. Some carriers, you can only text out 10 names at a time. Others, well, my carrier just upped it to like 50 names to text out, right? And so there again, I put my leaders all in the contact list. I put my distributors all in the contact list. So if I want to send them a message, like for this webinar, all I had to do was send out, I think, like six contacts list, which covered like maybe 200 people that need to get this information, right? So the phone is synced with your calendar. It's synced with your contact list. Take advantage of it. That's why it's called a smartphone, right? So, okay, so I covered the email. I covered the phone. The calendar. The calendar. I love the calendar. I'm going to go back on the calendar, talk a little bit more about the calendar. The calendar, if you use Google Calendar, and Wade, you're the one that used Google way back in the day. She says, man, yeah, I can find anything on there. I just go in the search bar, I put in, a name, a filter, or whatever, and every email that has that word in there pops up, right? So that was way back then. I said, beautiful. I love it. I store, on my calendar, I have different calendars. I have calendars for what I call events, demos, and training. And that is events, demos, and training. And that is, this Google Circle or your Teams, I open that up to my teams where they can access it. They can look at and see my calendar. They can't change it, but they can see exactly where I'm at doing. If it's on there, that's where I'm at. If it's on there, that's where I'm at, because I can't keep track of Wade, Creel, and everybody else that's on the team. So if you guys do the same thing and invite me to access your calendar, I can see where you're at. So in the old days, I was taking care of everybody's calendar. It got too busy. No. I'm just going to take care of mine. You take care of yours and allow each other to access each other. I have a fit calendar called FIT. Those are my workout days. Where am I working out? What I'm doing. Like Wade said, you got to log it. You got to log it. You got to log it. Sometimes I put on. I know I need to get my workout in. I know I'm traveling. I put it on there, and I put like 5 reminders. I'm not kidding you. From the time I wake up until I go to bed, there's 5 reminders to tell me to go work out. Okay, because it's like a personal secretary. I have my kids' calendar. I have one called CC and Aaron. Everything that's going on with their school, everything, the volunteering stuff that I do at the school, their sports events, the assistant coaching things, the coaching things that I do with them, it's all on there. So, and I put reminders on there. And with Google Calendar, you can turn on all the calendars at the same time, or you can only look at the ones that you want to see. It's absolutely amazing. Again, it syncs up to your phone. You get to share it with the people you want to share it with, and the reminders. What more can I say about the calendar? So by organizing and practicing these little steps, I think open up, so much free time, and you'll have that balance, because you need to do that. We all need to do that. We need a balance. We need to put in our schedules our work time, our play time, our fun time, and I even have CHA time. So with that, I want to give it back to you, Wade.
Thanks so much, Siha. I mean, you're always sharing so much, and I know you pack probably more into your day than just about anybody in the organization, and you have a growing family and a wildly growing business. So thank you so much for those gems on organization. And to everybody on the team tonight, remember that a little bit of organization in the setup, it seems time consuming at first, but believe me, as your organization gets bigger and bigger and bigger, these are the things that you are essentially going to need. It's about building a system inside your business and setting that system up so that it serves you. So take what you love from Creel and from Siha or from myself or whoever you get that from, and then integrate it into your system. If it's for something that doesn't integrate with the system, just discard it. That's the beauty of this whole organization, and that's the beauty of this business, is that you can tailor it for your own needs. So with that, we're going to turn over. Kim, can we get the first slide? What we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about building relationships. And one of the things that I think people get started in this really, they make the mistake of begging versus interviewing. The number one thing that you want to start with is you have a business in number one commodity in the world, with points of sales and distribution around the planet, with a compensation program that allows you to leverage a multi-nine-figure business from the comfort of your home that you can sell anywhere in the world, 24-hour days, 7 days a week, and the company does all the heavy lifting. There is no other opportunity like this, and this business is different than anything else that anybody out there has ever seen or heard. But what happens is a lot of people, because some people are ignorant, they start getting into begging people to come to a demo, or begging people, or hoping they'll join the business, or begging them to join. It's a posture thing. And what happens is, and everybody goes through this, especially when you're first starting out, this is where you want to leverage the posture of your upline, and sometimes maybe getting them to help you at first so that you have that street creds. Everyone goes, oh, Wade, I wish I was like you. Or they go to Siha, I wish I was like you when you started out, or Creel. But you got to realize we all started out, we all had those things where we didn't feel that confident, we wasn't that sure. Posture is everything. So one of the ways that you can quickly get posture when you're approaching something is you talk to your friend. First, when you go meet up with, let's say you're doing a meetup with your friend, don't fire hose them about your business. Don't go, me, I'm doing this. Like, people want to hear about them. Okay, so you schedule that, you send out your 25 texts. We talk about that as a thing. Send out 25 texts the first of the week. You get your 10 appointments, let's say. From those appointments, you're going to go into that conversation first, building rapport first, talking a little bit about them, finding their hot buttons, and then you say, hey, by the way, Mary, Fred, Sue, whatever their name is who do you know that's looking to make 6 figures over the next 2 to 5 years in their own business? And when you don't ask them directly, they're thinking like, what about me? as opposed to trying to get them. Oh, if I could just get this person's really good. I just want to get them. You come into that attitude with a get them attitude, you're going to see that thing a mile away. People are smart. People are sharp. People are getting pitched all the time. Build a relationship. Show them that you're friends. Show them that what you're looking for, and see if they qualify. You don't know if they want that person in your business. Believe me, there's some people that you think you want in your business that you don't want in your business. Okay, believe me. Okay, you'll understand that as your business grows. The other thing is to say, hey, Bob, Mary, you know what? I need your help finding some good sales-oriented people that are used to making a high income. Maybe there's a change in plan, and I'm looking for 2 or 3 key people to help me build this business that I've just got started. It's an incredible opportunity, and I'm wondering if you know somebody like that. And they're like, well, what's it about? And then Once you get their interest and you go, look, let me show you something. You want to become the master of the 10-minute demo. And the 10-minute demo gets get a big jug of the 11.5 ready to go and a thing of oil and maybe get some, you can even have a little pack of tomatoes, right? A couple glasses, okay? Pour them in the glass, show the thing, show the 11.5. Look at this. Here's this before, here's this after. Maybe do some drops. Maybe do a chlorine test, okay, and do some pH drops. Romy Verdera built a business with $350 worth of pH drops. He didn't do ORP. He didn't do anything else. He just showed that, and he showed the compensation. In 90 days, this guy went 6A. It's about $100,000 he made in 9 days because he was the master of the 10-minute demo. And he wasn't looking to sell machines. He was looking to find people to build a business. And I didn't have that posture at first. And I can tell you, I suffered a lot from the business. I still did really well, but I could have done a lot better if I had that. And the other thing is be comfortable sharing the business. The sooner that you switch on to the business side of it, the sooner you switch to that thing. And I made this mistake early on. And thankfully, Seahawk came into my life at a point and turned me on to the business. It was like, good. And now it's the opposite. Now I'm like, yeah, the health's great. The environmental stuff is awesome, right? The water is incredible. The antioxidants are fabulous. But wait till you hear about the business. That's the key thing. I mean, you can get into that and own it. All of a sudden, you start feeling good about the business, and you go back to interviewing as opposed to the begging program. So we'll go to the next slide, Kim. Right. Here's another thing. Ask for the sale. Ask for the sale. I'm going to say that one more time. Ask for the sale. Now, when you first start out, you probably, unless you're come from a sales background or that sort of thing, you might not be comfortable about it. This is where you want to leverage your upline. This is where you want to leverage that person and learn it. And also, I'm going to encourage you to take a sales training course. This is essential. I mean, I'm a big fan of straight line persuasion. There's a lot of different ones. You can take one in your own area. Get a sales training course. It will totally flip your brain. And, you know, there's tons of them out there. They're really good. We make it accessible. Straight line persuasion, I think, is real good. And realize this. The sale doesn't start until you get the first no. You want to reframe the no into, the no means no, you just haven't found the real objection. People don't want to tell you the real objection. People don't want to tell you that they're sick. People don't want to tell you that they're broke. It's not the price of the machine. Everybody wants the machine, but they use price, or they use the business model, or they use some other form of ignorance to kind of share with you, to kind of create a roadblock. Really, the real objection is a little bit more, and the way you build a relationship with a person is how you find the objection. And I think once you understand that model and you realize this, that your business is an X number of no's away. So if you get to, if you know that for every 5 no's, you get a yes on average, guess what? You get another no, you go, great, I'm closer to another yes. You stop taking it personally. It's not personal. It's because someone doesn't want the machine at this time, or doesn't afford it, or it's not the right time. That's not your deal. You just want to get to that no and move on. You don't want to be dragging these people along. That just slows you down. Waiting for, you know, so-and-so said they were going to get a machine, and you're waiting 72 months for this person to get involved. Like, get a lot of action going, and all of a sudden 3 months later the person calls you back and you go, oh yeah, we saw that machine, the time's right. Oh yeah, and you just fill out the form. That's a great way. So the other thing is, ask for referrals. They say no, okay, well, who do you know that could use this technology? If a person says no, oftentimes they feel bad about saying no, so ask them for referrals. Who do you know that needs this? Who do you know that has arthritis? Who do you know that has high cholesterol? Who do you know has high blood pressure? Who do you know that's looking for a business? Who do you know that's into the environment? Take those lists and go find them. When you have them, guess what? Sometimes one of those people wants to get a machine. You call that person back and you say, hey Bob, by the way, Mary is getting involved in this business, and they're really hot to trot, and I just want to share with you the compensation program because I don't want you to come back to me when you missed out on 30, 40, 50 grand. And they go, what are you talking about? And I can share with you, that was something that happened with Siha and I. We had an experience where that all of a sudden he was kind of stalled his business. We went into the business thing, and literally in one trip, everything just like blew up in his business from people getting started who were on the fence. So again, the next thing is As soon as the person says yes, yeah, I want it, shut up. Get out the papers. And I was terrible at this, is I want to keep talking. Shut up, get out the papers. Or shut up and say, hey, you know what, just text me, just let me take a picture of your driver's license right now. I'm going to write that down, and I get your credit card number, and I'm going to fill these papers out for you right there, and we'll get this all taken care of. That's it. Don't go any farther. Don't explain anything more. Get the sale oriented, get the paperwork done, and go forward. And then as soon as you're done, ask for referrals. Who else do you know could benefit this stream? Host a health party. Host a party. Make an announcement if they want to do a business. Get them plugged into the calls. Announce them to your upline. Make sure they know about who this person is, and get a meeting with those people as soon as possible. Oftentimes, these are things that kind of tip people over. If you can, bring them out to a social proof event. One of the big things that I had was a high on health party. Get them to a public event. Get them to something. Host a regular social proof event in your area, whatever that is. And we like to have regular get-togethers or regular parties. That's not really about the business. There's just 15, 20, 30, 40 people in the room who have water machines, and there's 15, 20, 30 people who don't. All of a sudden, that person's coming around, and you introduce people. Eli DeFesh is one of the best people at introducing people. Oh, yeah, hey, Seehaw, you know what? There's this guy that's totally like you. He's a mortgage singer or whatever. I want to introduce you to this person. And all of a sudden, conversations start happening. And that person will often ask questions that they won't ask you. And that's where we can, through association and social proof, help you and your team build business. And that's why we're all in this together. That's why all of us, all of the events, we might not be in a different line or something, but you always want to be positive about the business, positive about what's going on, positive, and know your story. Know what the water's done for you, know what the business has done for you, these type of things. So you can share it all the time, and it allows you to get comfortable at the events, at the demonstrations, at the public events. So let's go to the last one, and then we'll turn it over to questions. Know your numbers. I can't tell you this one enough. Know your numbers. Know how many appointments. Remember from week 1, we want to send out those 25 texts at the first of the week. Out of those 25 texts, we want to know how many appointments you're getting, okay? How many appointments you're getting to meetups. Then you want to know how many mini demos that you do. How many mini demos did you do, right? A demo a day is a check a day is a lesson I learned from Seehaw, and it works. Sooner or later, if you're doing a demo every single day, it could be the worst demo after you build confidence, okay? And the thing is count your presentations, not your sales. You'll get the sales, and you'll know those numbers eventually. They're always going to improve the more presentations you do. People go, oh, I can't do a presentation like you. Wait, well, I've done thousands of presentations. You get good by doing it, and if it's something worthwhile doing, it's worth doing bad. It's worth doing terrible. We have all gone through every mess up that could possibly have in a demo. Have fun with it, enjoy it. Say, oh, I don't know what to do. And get the no. Get the no, embrace it, reframe it, and move on. Don't worry about no's. Don't let someone else's no stop you from achieving your dreams. The thing is here, never quit on your dreams. This is the one, baby. This is the one. This is the one that is going to unplug you from the rat race and put you on the path to freedom. I'm not saying that everybody's going to make millions and millions of dollars. What I am saying is, there is not a single person here in North America that can't learn the skills of this business. There's not a single person in the world that can't learn this business. And there's not a single person who can't practice this over the course of the next 2 to 5 years, make a 6-figure income a year. And we talked about Daniel Kahneman said that is the level of financial independence. And imagine having a business that creates financial independence, that helps people. It's good for the environment. It's good for your health. It's good for your bank book. That is the key to success for you. And make sure you're clear about your dreams. Clear about your dreams. What is that end goal? Where are you going? What is your major focus? And then work backwards from that. So if your thing is financial freedom, let's say financial freedom, whatever you define that is for you. Let's say it's $100,000 a year. It's 6A23. You want to get the ongoing program. Go from there. What do you need to get to that? 6A22. And then you need 6A2. And then you need 6A. In order to get 6A, you got to go 1A. You got to go 2A. You got to go 3A. Like, break that down till you get it down to a bite-sized goals. And when it really comes down to it, the key is those 25 texts, the 10 appointments, and the 10. And if you can get 10 mini demos a week, Guess what? That's 40 demos a month. And here's the best part. When you start teaching that to your group, okay, that's not going to be 25 texts in your group, in you. If you got 2 people in your group, you've just doubled your productivity. You got 50 texts going out. If they got a couple more people, now you got 100 people doing text. Now you got 100 texts going out. This is the power of leverage. You get 10 people in your organization, that's 250 texts going out. That's 25 times, you got that many people, it's times 10 presentations. And that's going to end up in sales, whatever your numbers are. So don't worry about the sales. Worry about the actions. The sales will come, and you'll get better and better and better at it. So with that, I want to turn this over to you guys. I want you guys to ask your questions. I want to, please, if you feel free that you want to direct them to a specific person or whatever, we'll try and give the right question to the right person. If we can open up those questions on the thing, and then we'll get to it. So we got loud and clear, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so here's one here. What's this say? My partner could not be here tonight. Is there a replay that she can listen to at a later time? If so, yes, where can we access it? Yes, if you are on one of our email lists, either myself, Creel, or Seha, you will be able to access. We also will put it up on our Facebook pages so that you can access us. We are working on a PH Alliance site, which is going to make this a lot more streamlined, but right now it's all out massive action, and that means we work on the fly. Next one. We're not on your team, Wade, but we are wondering if you're available for 3-way calls. Yes, I am available for calls, but on a limited basis. If people go to my website, it's meetme.so/book-Wade. That's how you book me. What I will share with people, or you can email me at wadelighter@gmail. What I will say, though, is be respectful of your upline's time. Okay? Remember that, Seahawk, Creel, the other people, we have hundreds and hundreds of requests. We can't always make them all. But I'll tell you what, if you're an all-star in the business and you're working the business and you're being respectful of your time, when you communicate, don't be sending texts at all random hours of the week or at random out of the time. Pick your times. Oftentimes, email is better. If you don't get a response from something, come back again, because, again, we have a lot of things going on. Let's talk another one. How do I get on your list? Go to my Facebook page or go to wadelightheart.com. Seha, do you want to add how to get on your list?
Likewise, my Facebook page, or email me, kongenhealth@ymail.com. Kongen Health.
Oh, sorry.
Great. People, go ahead, Seha.
No, I'm done.
People can find me at creel@livinghydration.com and on Facebook.
You guys can also type that in the chat. This is Kimberly, so just jumping in there.
Okay.
If you type it in the chat, everybody can see it. You guys are organizers, so if you put where you want people to actually connect with you, hit all entire audience. That way folks can go ahead and get that information from you directly.
Okay, great.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, that's perfect. Thanks, Kim. That's why we have you. Thank you, Kim, for keeping us organized.
And, and Wade, just a little follow-up on top of that, what I would suggest to people, if you want to do a 3-way call with your upline leader or a phone call, you want to send them an email and you want to state the 3 objectives you want to have happen in the call. And really, you're looking for a 15 to 20-minute call. Some really top leaders, 7 figures, they give you 10 minutes. And so they want to, it's almost like you have to do a pre-questionnaire before you get on the call. So make it really clear, you've already done some qualification with your prospect, that you know what you want to have accomplished, and you send those questions in so that the leader, ourselves, we can take control of the phone call and really maximize our time and efforts so that we bring the best customer care and service to your partner.
Great stuff. Next question. Can you please be more specific with what you mean by a 10-minute demo, and how would you suggest one does that if I'm meeting with a prospect in a coffee shop, for instance? Okay.
I can take on that one.
Yeah.
The enagic office has the great demonstration enagic distributor starter kit, which has the flip chart, which shows the entire demo from the company. I take that wherever I go. My 10-minute demo sometimes is that, where I'm just like, hey, well, great, let me pull this out. Let me show you this is how it started. You know, I might focus, you know, see how it's negative ORP, positive ORP, see the different colors. I can move through that in about 10 minutes, right? And here's what it does to the tomatoes and stuff. And I use that as a reference. I may not have to show them all, but then I don't have to bring anything there. If I'm in a home, then I can pull out the 11.5. But when I'm just meeting people one-on-one, I use that so much, and I really feel like distributors could take advantage of that far more effectively, and then it goes through the business in the back, and you show the different machines. Highly recommend picking it up. It's $85 plus tax at the office.
Yeah. That's the enagic distribution kit, the purple box. It's a really great presentation, beautiful presentation. It's really smooth and easy, and you can flip through it really quick. Siha, did you want to add to the 10-minute demo? Because I know you were one of the guys that were like, wait, we need to pick this up. We need to get the down and dirty demo. Let's go. Let's do it quick.
Yeah, for me, the 10-minute demo, sometimes it's just getting on YouTube, or if I've got Wi-Fi access on my phone or whatnot, and just playing something really quick. You know, if I'm with an athlete or I'm with a coach or whatnot, I play the Shan Stratton one, and that's like 6 minutes long. So that's usually my favorite one, because, you know, I can edify Shan, I can edify, you know, pro athletes and coaches and my clients. So for me, 10 minutes, that's it for me.
For me, one of the things I like to do is I have a ready-made demo kit, and you can keep it in your car, or I used to keep it in my carry-on. Okay, and because I fly a lot, so I got everything I need. I got my little stuff, and then what I'll do is I'll go to a meeting or whatever, and I'll have it in a little bag. You can get a specific bag that has all of your order forms, your demo set, all that sort of stuff. Have your kit ready to go all the time, so you can go out the door. Look, boom, pH drops, chlorine drops, and 11.5 emulsifying some oil. This is what I'm into. It's only the start. Well, let me share with you what this is. When's a good time to get you over to a serious demo or business presentation? Or would you like to get started right now, and I can break this down for you? Boom. Right there. It's nice and quick and easy. You want to get their attention. I love the oil emulsification one. I think it's great. So hopefully that is. Remember, there's no wrong way. What you want to do is you want to try a bunch of things and see which one works for you and your personality, right, in your sphere of influence. So next one. This question for any leaders. There are so many great leaders that host trainings throughout the week. How important is it you to host your own trainings? What do you guys think?
I think it's very important. So the sooner you can get to a point where you're comfortable in training, the better. So until then, there's all these trainings that you can take people to. So my answer is, yes, it's very important. Get there as fast as you can, but until then, utilize us.
Awesome. I also believe you want to support the larger event that's happening in your area. So that's your work evening, that's your home court, and so you want to get on that roster. And I know in Vancouver, if you want to be presenting, just come talk to us, and we'll get you into the lineup. So that's the one I try to always drive people to, and then throughout the week I am doing my own little presentations and one-on-ones and get-togethers. So it's important, definitely in the beginning. I think everyone should host their own party, whether it be a party or whether you want to have like a private presentation for your friends and family. Get your upline leader who does the presentation to come over. That could be anywhere from like 3 to 5 people. That could be 5 to 10 people. You want to do that within the first couple weeks of getting into the program. And then from there, you're following up with the weekly presentations, because you're going to be prospecting far greater than just your warm market or your family, and so you want to connect into that bigger group.
And one of the things, thank you, Krill, thank you, Siha. One of the things I like to do is I like mentorship. In other words, pick the personality that when you go to the events that you're most attracted to. Listen to all the calls, go to all the webinars, get exposure to kind of everybody in enagic. When you go out to the events, go say hi to one of the leaders, thank them for their presentation, especially if there's someone that resonated with you. If there's someone that you didn't resonate with, that's okay. Just put those guys on the back burners. Find the people that you feel most connected to, or that you're more, and then replicate that model. That's the easiest way to learn a skill or ability. And yes, you want to get the training, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to start training people before you know anything. Two blind people doesn't help, that doesn't get you across the street, okay? You don't want the blind leading the blind. You want to get the most successful person that you can. You want to follow their system, and you want to get your people plugged into them, and you want to learn that skill set. So I always say this. You want to be integrated into everything that you possibly can, but by 4A, you should be self-sufficient. You got 20 people in your business, you're probably going to have a couple of leaders. You should be able to do this all on, but here's the thing. Never stop learning. Don't think that you've got this down. Don't make the mistake and say, I got it, I got it, I got it. You don't got it, okay? We can always grow. Unless you are making more money than everybody else in the business and you're affecting more families than everybody else, you don't got it. It's something for you to learn. So always be learning because people pay attention to that. Okay, so hi, COA Crew, Angel Grace from Kelowna. Hi, Angel. Great to hear from you. There is a phishing warning on Creel's site, so check that out, Creel. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So which Shan Stratton video? Seahawk.
So if you go to youtube.com and just type in Kangen Water with Shan Stratton, it's a 3-minute video, and he's being interviewed. It was featured on ESPN as a information piece. So it's a great piece that explains briefly about the water and how important it is. And again, this just opens the door for you. You've got less than 10 minutes. You're going to wow them with you, but you can, like Wade said, find the mentor who what in this case it would be Shan, and the pro athlete that's on there. So it's at youtube.com and type in Kangen Water with Shan Stratton. 3 minutes long, and usually there's 2 or 3 of them. Always look for the one that's the cleanest and sharpest.
Right on, right on. Next question. Do you guys have a list of key questions to ask people? Creel, I know you do. I know you have a very specific one. I love your business trainings. You want to share into that a little bit?
I'm sure. For me, it's all about creating a conversation, and the more questions I ask, the better it goes. So you kind of get a sense of where, if you want to talk about the product side or the business side of things. But, I ask people, how's things going? And they'll tell me, and I'm like, how's things really going? How's your relationships? How's your health? How's your wealth? And specifically, I'll get, when I feel like it's right, I'll say, are you looking for an opportunity right now based on what you just told me? Would you be interested, in taking a look at what I'm doing? I'm having some good success. It might be a fit for you. It might not. If you continue to do what you're doing right now, do you create your dreams in the next 5 years? A lot of people will say no, because it takes a little while for people to actually get honest in the conversation, I find. So you can't rush in there too quickly. You gotta kind of like build it in. I tell my story. I say, well, I'll tell a little bit about me. This is where I was a number of years ago. Life is going really well right now. I'm looking for other people that are looking for a change in their life. How's things going for you? Would you be interested in looking at something different? So I lead with my story so that they can maybe identify a little bit of pain that I went through that they might be experiencing, rather than just kind of shotgunning questions. I'll lead more with my story. Be like, hey, well, someone always asks, well, how's things going? I'm like, wow, geez, I feel so thankful. I look back and 9 years ago, I made a decision that changed my life forever. And I was thinking this morning of just how many things have changed just from that one decision when a friend asked me to take a look at something. Stop it.
That's really solid. I really like that.
And they're like, well, what was that? Tell me a little bit more about that. And so I weave my story into creating intrigue, and so that it leads the person to want to know more. And in doing so, I get to ask questions along the way. And I'm like, well, would this be something that would interest you? It's like, are you looking for a life-changing opportunity? So your story, getting really good with your story, then weaving in questions around the story and seeing how the prospect, responds to it.
I can add a little bit to that. When I got in the finance business at the age of 19 years old, I had to connect with people that were a lot older than me and earn their respect and earn their business. So I learned at a really young age in business how to connect with people, and I teach this to everybody. Find a familiarity with them. For me, it was because I traveled quite a bit with my parents. So if you can connect with places that you've been, whether it's where you've lived, whether you went to school, where you vacation, where you've worked, if you can find that familiarity, they almost become your best friend. Oh, you've been to Portland? Oh, I love Portland. Oh, you've been to Kelowna? Oh, I love Kelowna. So find a familiarity point. Now, for me, the easiest is locations and hobbies or whatnot. So that's my question. I'm questioning where they grew up, what brought them here. I'm always intrigued about how people got to are living where they're living. Wait, what are you doing in Bali? Wait, what are you doing in Vancouver, BC? Wait, wherever you've been? That's how I connect with people. And then people love to talk about where they've been, where they've lived, where they travel. That's the best. Where they've eaten and all that. So, and then you look at my Facebook. I travel quite a bit, and that's where I meet people, whether it's in the gym or whatever.
I got to
Connect with
interrupt.
them.
I can't help myself, Wade. I can't help myself. What are you guys doing about helping people or the organization for people with sharing their stories, the information on Facebook, Instagram, which is freaking huge right now, YouTube and Twitter? What do you guys recommend doing for that kind of stuff? And I don't mean to jump in, but those are huge
No.
platforms, and it totally resonates exactly with what you guys are talking about right now.
Hmm. I think using the power of social media is great, and it's you got to be sophisticated with it rather than just shotgunning information out there, because it can really set you back. I think social media, I think Facebook in particular is a really good place to reconnect with connections, meet people and so forth, but not necessarily to blast people with a lot of information. But it's a place to reconnect and then set up one-on-ones outside of that. I try to promote lifestyle, what I'm up to, where I'm going, a little bit of stuff on information, some stuff on the environment around it, but try not to write up too much. It's quick little one-liners and make it a mixture of personal about me, what I'm up to. Oh, I'm interested in water. I'm interested in health. Oh, I've got this event going, and just give a little bit every few days. I think we can do a much better job of taking personal videos of ourselves and throwing it up there, but that's an art form, and you can either turn people on or turn people off. So there's some great teachings and great free webinars that people can dial into if they want to go deeper into understanding social media and how to use it that I would recommend. So that's just a few notes from me.
Joe, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, what I can add to social media is, to me, it's like reality TV. A lot of people are looking to follow you or someone else's life. So what I'm portraying on social media is just my lifestyle, and if they connect with eating better, being healthy, making a lot of business success, making a lot of money, and just traveling, then they're going to follow you. If they don't connect with your hobbies and your likes, then you're not. So I don't spend a lot of time on the computer, to be honest with you guys, because I like being away from electronics. So like Creel, just 1-2 liners, let people know where I'm at, where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I believe in, and throw my family there once in a while. So yeah.
And I'll add to that, one of the things that you want to avoid if you choose to do social media is the health testimonials and the money testimonials. You got to protect the ship. We can't go out there and broadcast all that stuff, and I know some people do it or whatever. That is a big mistake, and that will get all of us in trouble, and don't do that. If you are going to go down one of the routes of social media, and I certainly don't want to discount the power of social media done right, but be a pro about it. Be a pro about it. Go get proper training and strategically put together your posts. I think the simplest ways to do it is if someone else purchases a machine, you take a picture and you say, hey, thank you, someone else has joined our team. Or, hey, we got a really cool health and wealth party going up tonight. Why don't you guys come on over? I think those kind of things for social media to get reconnected in the flesh. We are a people-person business, and we have a physical product that makes physical changes. What you don't want to get on there is broadcasting an image that is in the begging stuff or in the pride, like everybody else is garbage and we're the best. Or that stuff gets old really quick and people start to disassociate. One of the great things is kind of go through social media. Just go take your social media list and look at the people that you've been watching or the people that in your sphere of influence. Check the feelings that you get from their posts and check the feelings you get from the posts that they're sending you, and then look at your own. Go back through your own and take a real look at where you're really posting from. And I'll tell you, it'll scare you sometimes. When you put stuff up on there, make sure it's good, make sure it's quality, and make sure it's integrous, whatever way that you go, because that's the thing that we want to do. That's the most important thing. And if you are going to do social media, and I know a lot of the younger people joining the business are very social media savvy. I'm not a social media savvy guy, so I'm not the right guy to ask. But those people, be a pro. But it all comes back to the same thing. You know, there's 7, as Eric Worre says, there's 7 basic skill set. Social media, for the most part, most people are going to spend way too much time doing non-income producing activities. Getting this product into people's hands, sharing the water, sharing the business, going to events. Those are income producing activities. And if you start doing all this other stuff, you can get distracted. And that's the one caveat I would say about social media. But if you're great at it, you know, knock yourself out. So let's say, please type the addresses for everything you mentioned. Some of us can't type fast enough. Okay, we'll try and improve on that on the next one. How about that? Because I can't remember them all either. But if I'm taking notes, I do have some notes here. We won't go through them all, but we will improve that. So thank you, Karen, for that upgrade. We will get that. Check in with PH Alliance. You'll be able to get the recording and slow it down and pause on the recording for those things that you want. Next question. Are we done? We're done. Great. So we went a little bit over. We're 10 minutes over. We're better than the last time. We're going to try and keep this tighter and tighter and get it in an hour. I know we all love to talk. We're so passionate about this business. And more importantly, we're so grateful to have you join us on the business. I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues tonight. So for some closing words from each one of our guys before we shut off. So
There's one more question.
Yeah, well, let's see how it goes. Yep.
Well, I'm sorry, I'll go, but I'll answer one question. I see a question that says, which Shan Stratton video? Did we already answer that? The Shan Stratton video is Kangen at YouTube. Just type in Shan Stratton and then Kangen water. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to answer that because I don't think we answered it. Okay, anyways, thank you all for being here and joining us. This is really the best thing that I've ever done for myself and the people that are with me that are on this mission. We're just seeing amazing results in every way, every form of our life. It's hard work, but you know what? It's paying off. So hang in there, and we're right here with you guys. So thank you so much. See you on the next webinar.
Awesome. Thank you, Wade. Thank you, Siha. I just want to do a little shout out. Thank you for all joining. There's a couple of big events happening this week. We got Tuesday in Vancouver, and then Thursday I'm going to do the business presentation. I know all 3 of us are going to be in Hawaii. If you know any people in Hawaii, get us connected to us. We can be doing private presentations. And we do have a few tickets available for Eric Worre at GoPro Las Vegas. So if you do, the reality is when you go to a live event, you're 6 to 12 months ahead of someone who watches it, you know, who doesn't go or watches it in a live stream. So it's been super transformative for me when I went 12 months ago. Siha has been 2 years in a row now. It's the real deal, everybody. So we do have extra tickets. Contact us. With that, thank you so much. Wade, back to you.
Well, thank you, guys. I really appreciate your time, effort, your energy, your enthusiasm, your power, and to everyone that's joined us tonight. This is PH Alliance with a Heart, Prosperity and Health, Business with a Heart. It's 101 days of all-out action, massive action. We're not sharing this with you to kind of dictate or tell you to do things or do things. What we're here to do is we're here to encourage, to coach, to inspire, to get you to that stage where you start building what's called unstoppable momentum. There is a place in this business if you do these practices and you buckle down and you learn these skills over, whether it takes you 6 months or 6 years, it doesn't matter. if you learn these skills and practices these things that we're sharing, you know, we did that thing with Eric Worre where he told us to rate ourselves on the 7 skills, and if you haven't done GoPro, that book, do it. Read the book, rate yourself on those things, those 7 skills. I was a 44. Okay, I rated myself a 44. And here's the beauty of it. This business keeps growing with or without me. I put the work in. I went through the learning phase. I went through the experience. All these guys did the same thing. We all go through the downsides. We all go through the challenges. We all have the ones that we think are going to be great and they fail. We all have the people who are going to join your organization and join somebody else or join somebody else's business. We all had the ones, the demo that failed. We all experienced that, and I want to reach out to you. It's worth it. It's worth going through a little bit of pain. It's worth going through the not knowing. It's worth going through the anxiety, because think about this. What happens if you don't? What happens if you don't go through this? What happens if you go back to the old way of doing things? What if you go and stay in the job that's not serving you? When you signed up to this business, you signed up for a dream. You signed up to say yes to what you know is right, to yes to what you know is true, yes to know what you can do. And in order to maintain that dream, you've got to do the sets and reps. You've got to, it's like building a body. You've got to go to the gym every single day. You've got to send those texts. You've got to get those appointments. You've got to get those demos. That's all you need to know. If you do this and continue to do this, I can guarantee you this. You will have ultimate success in the business. And at some point in the future, not only will you have gone across the stage and got those awards, there will come another day. And believe me, I was told this early on. There will come a day when you will be sitting at the back of the room. You will not be presenting. You're going to see your team up on the stage. You're going to see your team collecting checks. You're going to see your team with their lives transforming. And I can tell you this. I was told this years ago, and I had that experience. And I'll tell you, beyond the money that I made, which is wonderful, beyond the families that have been touched because I made that decision and so to this business and go through learning with, there is nothing that I get more personal satisfaction out of seeing the people on my team rise up, take control of their life, get their finances in order, help other people, make a difference in the world. And every time I get, when I look every month and I get those monthly things that I see how many sales, and I go, wow, think of how many people's lives we changed this month. And when you get to the end of this life, you're going to say, it's not the things that you did that you're going to be unhappy about. It's the things that you didn't. Don't leave this world with regrets. Don't make the regrets in this business. Go all out. Don't worry about failure. You will get it. You can do it. I believe in you. These guys believe you. We're so happy to have you on this call. We're so happy to, I just want to reach out and hug all of you because we love you, we care about you, and we honor you. It's not easy, but it's worth it, and it's worth it enough till it becomes easy. So with that, Prosperity Health Alliance of the Heart, I want to thank my partners. I want to thank Kim, and I want to thank you for taking part of this business. And of course, we're going to see you next week on the webinar. Bring your team, bring your friends, get to the events. Can't wait to see you there. God bless.
See you guys.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Bye-bye, everyone. Good night.